The common mistake that I see in salon and spa business owners is one that's very familiar, the busy being busy. As a technician owner, when I first took over my salon, I was that rack 'em, pack 'em, stack 'em stylist who was just busy being busy. I was so busy taking care of the clients in my chair that I was not paying attention to my team or my salon. And it wasn't until I started seeing it when I hired my coach. As I hired my coach, I was able to learn how was it to work smarter, not harder, starting to charge my worth, taking care of my team, and working more on my business as opposed to in my business. As I work with my consulting clients now, I'm able to see where I had fallen short at time and time again. And I love seeing how we can go from overwhelm to thriving. But how do we do that? It first started with, I know it's overwhelming. I get that. But at the same time, I had to look at what did I need to do and change and shift. First off, it was mindset. I needed to shift my technician mindset to a CEO mindset. It started off with time management and really taking care of my business. And what does that look like? Working with my clients, I'm able to show them, hey, what is the most highest income producing activity they can work on? And most of the time, it's our clients. It's our team. We look at those things and what is it? Mine was self-care. And I tell my clients, look at what needs to shift in to pour from an empty cup. That's not going to happen. But fill your cup by taking care of yourself. It wasn't until I started investing in myself that it started to shift what I needed to do. I worked with my coach with, building in those systems that were going to create revenue that was actually going to require me to implement it, to train them, and to retain it. Because of it, I was able to increase my average service ticket of my salon over 181%. I get to show my clients the possibilities for their companies now to see what's missing in their systems as well. And if you're like me, I was definitely wearing too many hats. And by doing so, I did not delegate. I was number one, don't even do it. And when I say delegate, let's look at what do you need to pass on to somebody else. Their 80% is better than your 20% because the realistic part of it is you're not giving your all. You want to be the all in all, but I know firsthand it just does not work. Delegating your team and showing them the systems that they need to go ahead and be accountable for. I knew that my finances, I can take care of them. And I show my clients how to really start looking at what's going to make sense for them, what the system was and what's missing. We look at what was it for my manager to go ahead and show the possibilities. Now I'm showing my clients to get their team to help them out so they're not overwhelmed and keeping them accountable. The biggest thing is we can train them, but are we keeping them accountable? Are we showing them of what does it really take to be an owner? When we talk about pace of the leader is pace of the team, if I'm not staying accountable to what I have on my list, my schedule, how was I expecting it from my other clients or even from my team members? My clients are now able to start looking at what is the possibilities? Because most of the time we're going around the same mountain and we're overwhelmed. There's times where, all right, let's look at the big picture and let's break it down. I love our top 6 checklist. And to be able to start looking at what are the top 6 things that I need to do in order for me to really just complete for the day. And then there's some other tasks where it's emails and text messages and paying for certain things. Well, guess what? When you get to look at what's really in front of you, you're able to work on the other things. One person's 911 is somebody else's 411. And a lot of times I'm having to remind my clients, it is okay. You're not always going to complete the task, but let's work towards 80%. Let's complete 3 out of the 6 for today, and we'll review it tomorrow. Start showing your team how to do that. They can now start taking ownership of their own businesses as well. If you have technicians and you're wanting them to grow, okay, how can you train them? Everything that you get invested in yourself, you're able to pour that back into your team. That's what I get to show my team members, and I get to show my clients as well. I know that it can get very overwhelming. I know that there is times where you just want to give up, but there are so much power behind being gentle with yourself and taking on a new task one bite at a time. I want to remind you that it is in our self-care. Fill your cup to make sure that you can pour out to others. I want you to invest in yourself. Really start looking at where do you need to go ahead and grow in? Is it in your leadership role? Is it in your finances? Is it in your, just in yourself? Is it in delegating? Do you need to go ahead and who do you need to pass this on to? Who else could take care of it? Maybe they can even do better than you. And it's okay. Who do you need to keep you accountable? I know for myself, I always say, take one step at a time. Your accountability, sometimes you just have to be accountable to yourself. Honor yourself. You'll start honoring your business and start thriving all around. Take your finances and give back and live in an abundant lifestyle.